Before you check out a motor, check out Exchange and Mart. With so many cars, prices and information, you'll really wise up. Exchange and Mart. It gives you more clout.
It's Channel 4. It's Friday. It's live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe a rather sad moment because I'm welcoming you to what must be, probably, I'm sure, the last of the Friday Night Lives, and before that, the Saturday Lives. But no need to be sad now because we got such a fine show. I know you're going to dig it. We got the biggest of comedy superstars, the very best in pop music. But before we go on to that, we must talk about what's happened in a week, because over the series, the government seems to have had all sorts of interesting ideas about money for the National Health Service. Last week it was gambling. This week they said it should be charity. Mrs. Thatcher said we should have charity to fund the NHS. Lovely. Instead of Red Nose Day, we're going to have Ingrowing Toenail Day. That's nice. That'd be really inspiring, really inspire you to give. Edwina Currie had an even better idea. She says the business community should sponsor operations. We'll have people comparing their appendix scales. Look, mine spells Adidas. I can just see John, I mean, honestly, sponsoring operations, is big business really going to be that philanthropic? I can just see John Player moving out of motor racing and into gallbladders, eh? Littlewood's dropping a league cup so they can sponsor some old fella's piles. I mean, yeah, definitely. Oh, it's very romantic. We'll stuff your hernia back in, no problem, we don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, the government have been claiming that the NHS was only safe in their hands. In 1 week, we've heard it should be funded by gambling, charity and sponsorship. What next? Will Mrs. Thatcher tell doctors and nurses to look down between the cushions on the sofas just for a few extra pennies, eh? Maybe we should just hand the whole responsibility over to the Blue Peter Christmas appeal. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? There'd be Valerie Singleton going on with a big old thermometer. Valerie Singleton, actually. Blimey, that shows my age, doesn't it? I'm introducing Jerry and the Pacemakers next. Anyway, fascinating development with the cross-channel ferry business, right? P&O are flying out to Europe, these non-union crews, they wouldn't let me use the real word, who will then sail back and pick up holidaymakers and take them back to Europe. Now, why don't they just fly out the holidaymakers in the first place? That'd make everybody happy, wouldn't it? Travel is getting so dangerous, though, you wouldn't want to get on a plane, I mean, especially air travel. But fear not! Action is being taken on your behalf, ladies and gentlemen, with all the terrifying near misses and the controllers saying the sky's a chock-a-block with dangerous flights knocking each other about. They have decided to ban smoking on internal flights. Well, phew! As you hurtle to the ground after the mid-air collision, console yourself that at least you're not dying of second-hand lung cancer, eh? Big news story of today, ladies and gentlemen. In all the newspapers, I have to tell you, this was a story that our marvellous press decided to really feature. Pigeon fanciers, people who fly these pigeons, not people who fancy pigeons, it's just a term, are having their pigeons, I'm not going to improvise again, stick to the script. Anyway, they're having their pigeons attacked by hawks and kestrels and birds of prey. And some of these pigeon fanciers are sending up kamikaze pigeons with bombs tied to their legs. That's true, that's in all the papers. It's my belief that this is no more than a government-sponsored scheme, ladies and gentlemen, to explain the brilliant policy of Britain's nuclear deterrent, you see. Britain is, if you like, a pigeon with a bomb tied to its legs. And when a huge Soviet thermonuclear kestrel comes hurtling at us, we're going to let one off in its face, eh? That'll show 'em, eh, when the old Russian kestrel's scraping bits of exploded British pigeon off its talons. That'll make them a bit less anxious to spread world communism, and that's for certain. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope we're going to have a fine show tonight. We know we're going to have a fine show tonight because this has got to be the biggest and the best we've ever done. And to kick it off, you can't do better than a fine live rock and roll pop music sound of Was Not Was! All right, right, now that was the business. We're really having a party in here tonight. I hope the feeling is as good in your sitting room, because it's certainly good down here on the floor. Was not was, going to be digging them later on in the program. But right now, we've got to make things a little sadder, because we're going to meet a very, very sad man, maybe for the last time. We're going to say hello to our old friend, Stavros!
Good evening, peeps. As you can see, this week I'm in mourn. So there will be no joke from me tonight, please. No ha ha ha. No chaco chaco choto choto gaff gaff. Just nothing but sadness until the 6-month period of mourn is finished. Lieutenant 3 asked 2. We was robbed by the bastard in black. It's Luton's travelling referee, isn't it? I'm sorry, I'm no means the little bug's cup again. So, peeps, as you can see, this is the last prog this week, and I'm go on holidays, innit? You know, it's nice to take the vacation from the shop. We put the kiddies in kennels for a couple of weeks. How come the ref didn't see that Luton goalie step over the line? At the tennis game. He's a bloody get some spectacles, ref. You blinking flip. Sorry, peeps. Anyway, I'm going to tell you where we go. It's the place we go to is the place where the marvellous rock formation thrusts into the wind-blown spume, standing mute witness to centuries of repellent invasion and indignant wildlife. That's right, Bournemouth. I think maybe they overdo it a bit in the broche, innit? Luton Steve Frosty's a bloody hippie headband. Anyway, I would like to go to Bonn. It's give me a chance to improve my putt and polish up my handicap. Last year, I nearly get the ball through the windmill round the bendy wendy and into Mickey Mouse's mouth in one go. It's a man's game, crazy golf, isn't it? It's a shame they don't play the US Open like that. And Sandy Lowell on the green of the 18th. And all he's got to do is get the ball up the clown's trouser and out his butt. Anyway, so we got to Bournemouth. We was going to go abroad, actually. We actually booked tickets for the Canaries. And a couple for ourselves. That's my audition joke for Bob says, and remember, if opportunities come your way, don't knock it. So, anyway, this year we was going to go on foreign halls, but I'm refused to get on the plane. Not because I'm afraid to fly, but because the plane is going from bloody Luton 3-1 to us. So, Bournemouth is the resort for me. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a plonk hole, but, you know, at least it's better than the resort you bunch is going to watch next Friday this time slot. That's right, the last resort with my namesake, Jonathan Stavros. Hello and welcome to The Last Resort. We've got a really good programme this week. Frank Muir, Derry Jones, Roland Watt, David Rappaport, Chris Christopherson, Rory Bremner, Griff Weiss Jones and some serious rock and roll from Boss. As well, of course, of the victorious Little Bugs Cup winning team, Luton. Shut up about bloody Luton! Good night, pigs!
And good night, Stavros. But don't worry, because we're going to be seeing Harry Enfield again quite a bit this programme. Looking forward to that. Right now, a little teaser, ladies and gentlemen, something technology is bringing to us. Because our big star has just done a show tonight in our sellout West End theatre run, and she's getting into her car ready to join us. So we're going live on an OB location just to get a little sneak preview of our big star guest tonight, the fabulous Queen of Comedy, Dame Edna Everage.
Darling, hello, dear. I'm sorry, Helmut, I have to go, darling. Years out on Friday Night Live. That would mean nothing to you. No. Thank you, darling. Bye, 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 bye. I'm so sorry. That was my Swiss accountant, or one of them. I don't mean to sound elitist, Ben, but I'm so looking forward to being on your show. And it's incredible, you know, look how fresh and well I look. I've just stepped off the stage of my sellout show at the Strand Theatre. And you know, I've just been, well, I suppose I've been explored by about, well, over 1,000 people. I've just been exploratory, and I'm sure ladies viewing know all that entails. And yet I'm as fit as a fiddle and rearing to go. I can't wait, as a matter of fact, to be the guest in your studio tonight. Do you think this is pretty? I might slip into something else in the back seat of the car. It seems years since I took my frock off in the back seat. You know, well, these are the lovely corridors. They're historic. I think probably Shakespeare used to play in this theatre in one of his wonderful old shows. To be or not to be, lend me your ear, paint your wagon. Who knows? I'm slipping out to the limo now, and very, very soon I'm going to be in London Weekend Studios as a special guest on Friday Night Live. Don't go away. Oh, thank you, darling. Hello, Possums. I hope you... Thank you so much. Lovely. Good night. Thank you.
Good luck, Diamond.
Bye.
Good luck.
Thank you so much, darling. Aren't you gorgeous? I don't know what I'm going to say on this program. I suppose I should start thinking about something, shouldn't I? Who's watching me, though? Look at all these people. They won't. They might be taping it, of course, mightn't they?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. They're cheering the adverts this week. They must have been good ones. We don't know. We didn't see them, but we did see Dame Edna, and she'll be with us later on. Right now, this one's serious. This one requires your entire concentration, because this is live pop music as it should be. This is rock and roll history in the making. This is three desperate comics trying to cash in on a bit of luck before the bubble bursts. Please welcome the fabulous Loadsamoney! Shut your mouth and look at my watch! Loads of money!
This is a journey into money. Loads of money. Money. It's loads of money.
Yeah! Oh, that's sexy too! My jeans too tight to mention! Loadsomone. What's that spell? Loads of money, probably.
Made a right load of perishing nolly this week.
You what? Wanger? All right, lads, what's that for the ladies? Loads of money. Loads of money. Loads of money. Loads of money. Right, whop it out. Loads of money. Whop it out. Loads of money. Whop it out.
Good evening and welcome to Loads of Money.
Cheers, Rob. Doing out the ass, my bread and butter. My birds page free and my cars are nut. Loads of money is shout I hours away my wad and the geezers in the gutter.
This is an insult to our intelligence.
Shut your mouth! I earn more money than stock Aitken and Dennis Waterman put together. All this scratching's making me rich. All this scratching's making me rich. Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah! Right, let's do up the house. I must push them to water. Dosh. 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 Whop your wad. Whop your wad. Whop your wad on the counter. Whop your wad. Whop your wad. Whop your wad on the counter. Whop your wad on the counter. Whop your wad on the counter.
Boys certainly know how to do up the house. And they're taking home a pretty tidy pay packet, too.
Shut your mouth.
So the final score, Manchester United 0, Loadsamoney United loads.
That's a final score there.
Pump up the football, pump up the football.
Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of dosh. Dibble, 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 bosh, bosh, bosh. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of dosh. Dibble, 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 bosh, bosh, bosh. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of dosh. Dibble, 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 bosh, bosh, bosh. Loadsamoney! Loadsamoney!
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. You were listening to Loadsamoney's new single, superb stuff, slightly weird phenomenon in the studio. It all going bosh bosh. It was like a Nazi rally, slightly worrying, but there you go. Better keep an eye on that one, Harry. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down on it. Let's push on with the show. Going to be seeing Harry Enfield later on in the show. Know you're going to enjoy that. Know you're going to enjoy this. An old friend, please welcome Florence from Cradley.
Welcome to the weird and wonderful world of space travel. A world of flying saucers. A world of strange and evil alien life forces. La 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 la. A world of the unknown.
What's that? I don't know.
You know, I've been a fan of Doctor Who ever since the days when the Daleks were the most frightening things in the universe, armed, of course, with the deadliest of weapons, the kitchen sink plunger. Though now, of course, they've been replaced by something far more hideous. Exterminate! Exterminate! Ah! Run for it, lads! It's Bonnie Langford! The sun will come out tomorrow! Ah! Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be... Ooh. Sorry, Bonnie. I didn't mean that nasty. Zip. I've also been watching the repeats of Lost in Space on a Sunday afternoon, all about an all-American family who are, well, they're lost in space. But I don't think it's fair because all the men are armed with these laser guns that blow up rocks. Frightening her. But the only weapons that the women have are these big pointy bras, which I suppose they can use in an emergency to poke somebody's eye out. Take that! Oh. But it's not all fighting, you know, in space. Like in Star Trek, Captain Kirk always falls in love with a female alien.
What's on the scanner, Lieutenant?
Oh, it's just an alien female, Captain.
Okay, I'll go outside and fall in love with her. You stay here and clean up this mess.
What is to kiss, Earth being?
Well, it's difficult for me to explain. Let me show you.
This brushing of the lips arouses deep sensations within me. Oh, I am a cheeky bugger tonight, and I don't care. Oh, a quick impersonation of Planet of the Apes. You know, over the past few weeks, I've been watching a lot of television. Sumo, pop shows, sitcoms, the Oscars, and I know I'm not much of an expert. But when it comes to aliens, I do know what I'm talking about. Why? Because I am one. I'm not Florence from Cradley in the West Midlands. I'm Florence from the planet Cradley in the galaxy of Though I must admit our accents are similar. And now it's time for me to go home. But before I do, I'd like to leave you with this piece of advice. Be good. Be kind. Try and get out a bit more because, I mean, what's the use of sitting all alone in your rooms when you could be out hearing the music play? Because, you see, life It's just a cabaret, old chums. So go to a cabaret. Start by admitting from cradle to tomb it isn't that long a stay. Everybody like this a cabaret, old chums. It's only a cabaret, old chums. And I love to run, at least to run a cabaret.
Josie Lawrence there with her brilliant Florence. That just gets better and better and better. Superb stuff. Right now, someone who's getting better and better, going through the roof with another of his fantastic creations. How did he do it? Please welcome another friend of Harry Enfield's, the extraordinary Booger Money.
What are yo's lot all looking at? Haven't you seen a bloke smirking 20 tubs at once before? You dozy southern daft bastard, you! Look at that, yeah, bugger money! Bugger money, but I'm that hard, mate! Come here and stitch the bloody lot of you! Right, you're probably wondering what am I doing down here again? Well, I'll tell you, right? I've woke up this morning, right, and I've gone to myself, oi, bugger money? I says, what do you want, you bastard? I says, you can call me a bastard, you puff. I said, are you calling our mama hooah? And I punched myself in the face. I'm that hard, me, bugger money. I've come down to London to search and destroy that Loadsamoney bloke, right? I've come down on the bus like me. I always get the bus because it takes 5 hours and that gives us loads of time to smirk tabs and drink beer and fart and that. The bloke sitting next to me says, all that drinking beer, pal, you'll be needing the toilet soon. I've gone, thanks for the offer, pal, and I've pissed in his sandwich box. I'm great, me, bugger money. Shut up, you bastard, you bloody bastard. At Victoria Station, right, I've got in one of them London taxis. The driver says, where to, Gov? I says, I didn't know about anyone else, pal, but you's going straight to hospital! Aye, that tells him. Aye, I'm bloody great, me. I'm bloody great. Did you just spill my pint? Come here and box your legs in, you bastard! Well, I'll tell you the best thing about London, right? Them soldiers outside Buckingham Palace with them dirty, great, big, daft hats and that. I bloody loves them, me, because you can clobber them in the nuts as much as you like, and they're not allowed to fall over. I was there for 2 hours, me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Yari, pal. Didn't you want to fall over? It was bloody great, man. I've gone down that 10 Downing Street, right? I've clobbered the copper and gone straight in. I've gone up to that Mrs. Thatcher and says, oi, I want a word with youse. She says, ask me anything you like. I says, all right. How many tabs do you smirk? She says, none. I says, none. You didn't smirk no tabs, and you think you're bloody great. You're a dirty cockney bastard. Aye, that was her chance. Aye, bugger money, but I'm that bastard. I'm that bastard. Aye.
The brilliant Harry Enfield. How extraordinary to think that only half an hour live in this studio, he was the lovable Stavros. What a transformation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome back something else extraordinary. He did great on the show last time he was here. We had a lot of requests to bring him back, and it was a pleasure to do it. Please welcome the brilliant visual commentary of Les Bob.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, damn, I ran. Excuse me. Oh. I'm going to play some Rachmaninoff tonight as soon as I get my piano on stage. There you go. The piano. Thirsty work, this piano shifting. What's this saying? Sauvignon Blanc. France. Now, this particular piece of Rachmaninoff is particularly sensitive. It is usual to play this in an atmosphere of... Sorry? Sorry? Oh, the swivel still, if you like it. Well, I'm going to get on with the show now. Without further ado, let the concert begin. Reminds me of an old mime saying, actually. If at first you don't succeed, cheat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Les Buck, brilliant stuff. Now, something very special. It's not often in this job you get such a big treat as this, a chance to introduce the superstar of comedy, probably the greatest comedy exponent in the world, live in the studio, gracing Friday Night Live with our presence. Would you please welcome Dame Edna!
You're supposed to say, hello, Dame Edna, when I say that. Hello, darlings. Goodness me, I didn't expect I'd get such a buzz. from being here tonight, to use a rather modern, youthful expression. But this studio has got marvellous vibes for me because I did my marvellous talk show, the Dame Edna Experience, here, and I think I left a beautiful atmosphere which has very much helped little Ben with his attempt. And what a marvellous attempt it's been, hasn't it? I suppose I'm looking at an alternative audience, aren't I? But you look pretty normal to me. I must say I'm a real megastar, not even an alternative one. But it's going to be a little bit of a relief for you to hear me tonight. I won't be shouting at you in a Cockney accent. But I could shock you. I'm sorry to say I could shock a lot of people. My material could shock you because I'm not going to use any four-letter words at all, I'm afraid. People will be writing in protest. No Channel 4-letter words. But I adore little Ben, and I foresee quite a future for that boy. To me, he's the Bob Monkhouse of the future. Because I think of this show as Ben Elton's Opportunity Knocks. I think of little Bob show is really Obscurity Knocks, don't you think? I mean, there's a similarity. You look at little Ben, the corner of his mouth. I think there's a wee little raunchy bit of Bob Monkhouse there. I'm not sure what an alternative comedian is, Possums. Is it someone who's funny every second day? Every alternate day could be. In which case, I hope tonight's comedians weren't funny yesterday, so they'll be funny tonight. But, you know, I'm a role model for so many of these people. I've heard all this material before. They ring me up at all hours of the night. They say, Dame Edna, is this funny? They try out their material on me. Because the young adore me, and I help so many young people. That's why I'm thrilled to know that there are some marvellous Australian talents on the program tonight. But they ring up and they say, we won't use those wicked, naughty words to you, Dame Edna. I said, say what you like, because I'm unshockable. I sleep with my New Zealand bridesmaid, Madge Allstars. And I can tell you, some of the things that wicked woman mutters in her sleep, I'm complete, particularly when she's had a cosmetic surgery operation. You know how people chat a bit under the anaesthetic. That's Madge for you. But back to little Ben, you know, he could have been my son. I'm old enough to be Ben Elton's mother. Incredible though it may seem, because aren't I looking gorgeous? But to have had a little bubba like Ben, I would have had to have married a man with rather dark, curly hair, wouldn't I? And funnily enough, I'm not drawn to men with dark, curly hair. I mean, I am, but I wouldn't want to play hospitals with them. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, I would have married an Aborigine, wouldn't I? Don't say they haven't had their chances, because they have. I am an equal opportunities entertainer. I am. That's a rather sophisticated thing to say at this time of night, but I'm sure a lot of people at home will be amused by it. But, you know, darlings, I've heard all these people, and they chat away to me, and I am a role model. I get letters from mothers. They say, my son, my big macho rugby-playing son, is imitating you. They do. She said, he's dyeing his hair mauve, he's wearing beautiful frocks. And she said it's such a refreshing change since he's passed through his Kylie Minogue stage. Little Kylie is an Australian, by the way. And, of course, the thing that most of these alternate comedians say to me on the phone is they say they've got money problems. They don't know how to handle big money all of a sudden, I'm afraid. You know, they keep it in a cashmere sock under the futon. And I'm able to advise them. They don't know, they just don't know how to spend it. They make jukebox collections and things of that kind. But I'm able, of course, to help them. Growing Rich Gracefully is the title of a book I have yet to write, but what a help it'll be to them. I had a phone call the other day from a very well-known alternate comedian, Bill Cosby. Have you heard of him? He's tinted, but he's talented. And he said to me, I earn so much money, even just walking to the car. You know, and of course, he earns almost as much as I give to my favourite charity, which is premenstrual tension research. You know, I give it monthly. They need it monthly, I'm telling you that. But that's my little concession to alternate humour. But he said, what should I do with it? I said, Bill, have you thought of helping people? There was a long silence in America, and I said that. I said, with your money, you could put a fitted carpet all over North America. I said, a nice, durable shag. I said, it wouldn't show the stains. Or I said, you could help a third world country like England. I said, you could help rejuvenate the inner cities. He's thinking about that very, very seriously. But I'm thinking about Madge Allsop. You know, it's the first time I've ever been to this studio without my bridesmaid. She's having cosmetic surgery at the moment. She's a sad little woman, and she's into diet. She's into the hard-boiled egg diet. She eats 24 hard-boiled eggs a day. It's a fire risk, really. You know, the other night I lit a match to look at my digital, and Madge turned over and she flapped her duvet, and I'm afraid I nearly lost my eyebrows. She's a worry, but it's lovely to be here, and I'll see you soon. I'll be here. Bye, darling. Bye-bye. I'll see you in a moment. I won't go away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last part of the last ever Friday Night Live. And continuing our Australian field, please welcome three superb Australian guys. We heard Wendy talk about the rough ones. These are the fine ones. Please welcome the fabulous Doug, Anthony, Allstars!
Good evening. My name is Tim. I'd like to sing you my favourite song in the entire world. Oh, I'm just a girl who can't say no. Oh, I'm just a girl who can't say G'day, my name's Paul, and tonight I hope to be talking to you people about Cartesian logic and the songs of Neil Diamond. Now, I'll just give you a quick snippet of what you can expect. Cartesian logic, the songs of Neil Diamond. I am, I said, I think I am. Therefore I said, I think, therefore I am. Thanks very much.
And I am Richard. Each of us in the group has an outstanding physical characteristic, and in Paul's case, it's undoubtedly his lips.
Thank you very much. I don't know how many people here in Great Britain know this, but I won a competition in Australia. I am the world's greatest kisser, and it's a skill I'd like to share with some of the younger members of the audience tonight. I'm wet and I'm moist, so come on, let's rejoice in the birds, the bees, the fillies, and the goats, and the fact that we are all young adults. And lie back on your couch, after this there'll be no doubt. I don't care if you're a miss or a missus, you done been squelched by the world's best kisses. Ho, ho, sit up straight and pout. I'll suck your face until I pull your wisdoms out. A tongue so grand, you'll call me more than friend. One kiss from this, you'll never brush your teeth again. Well, go back to your husband now. Tell him you done broke your vow. Stand proud and say, hey, mister. Bloody good, eh? I've just been kissed by the world's best kisser. Ho, ho, sit up straight and pout. I'll suck your face until I pull your molars out. A tongue so long, it really grows and grows. Put it in your mouth and it'll clean out your nose. You know it's true. I've only kissed one girl before, my grandma on the kitchen floor. She dribbled and grinned and said, hey kid, you taught me things your grandpa never did. She added there'd be hell to pay if Ma found out we'd gone astray. So hurry boy, go and get some sleep. You've finally got a skill to teach the sheep. Hey, hey, come down and fuck her up. These lips are strong enough to stop a truck. A tongue so long, it really packs a punch. One kiss from this and I'll know what you had for lunch. One kiss from this and I'll know what you had for lunch.
This is a song
Jesus sang as he walked out of the desert. Try doing that, Eliza. Way down south they have a name for wind and rain and fire. The fire's Joe. The rain is best, and they call the wind the wind. When I was 4 years old, I went over to the wonderful world of Tokyo, Japan. I was befriended by a wonderful person whose name was Oseshi Ozawa. Oseshi Ozawa is a very famous Japanese classical conductor, and he, or she, taught me something very beautiful. It's a little love-making ritual that involves only the eyebrows. I'm going to do it for you right now. Suga! Hi. Whoa! Monkey! For those of you who didn't understand what that was all about, this is the love-making ritual of the eyebrow dance. Tonight's particular dance is taken from the erotic woodcuts of Hokusai. This movement is entitled 3 Geishas and the Sumo share a tofu salad while reciting a kayak. There's a mistake in the translation, people.
Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 bottom, bottom.
Okay, people, settle down, please. Settle down. Settle down. That's the problem with you English people. You've got no bloody self-control. That's why you're always fighting each other, eh? England against Wales, Scotland against Ireland. You're all at ends with each other. But we've brought something from Australia that has finally united you people. And I don't think you whinging English bastards deserve it. But we're going to give it to you anyway.
Neighbour, everybody needs a neighbour. With a little understanding, we can find the perfect blend. Yeah, neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends. You know, in Australia, we know what's happening in Neighbours 2 years in advance of you.
Right.
So we're just about to screw up your viewing for the next 2 years.
Kylie Minogue leaves Neighbours, but she joins the Conservative Party in Australia. She rises rapidly in her political career and becomes the leader of the world, and then she nukes Ramsay Street. Right on!
That's when good neighbours become good friends.
We're the dugout for the Allstars. Thank you, and good night.
Superb stuff. The Doug Anthony All stuff. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are approaching the end of the show. A lot of the crew going to go on a holiday. We're all going to go on a holiday. I'm going to be off the beaches of Europe. One of the things that cheeses me up about the beaches, I used to go when I was a kid and I dug them, but now they've been spoiled. Too many nudie beaches. I don't like nudie sunbathing. I can't get behind it at all. I mean, it's dangerous. The sun is very hot, right? It's very dangerous. Just flying to Ibiza airport and there's loads of farty little Englishmen squeezing tubes of Savlon down their pants, you know? I've got no sympathy. Nude sunbathing is pure exhibitionism, showing off. I mean, who wants to sit on a beach all day watching a pale knob turn pink, eh? Now, be honest. A lot more women nudie sunbathe than men. And the reason for this are twofold, right? The first reason is your average willy. And believe me, they're all average. Well, mine's not, mine's flipping enormous, but you lot... Oh, no, suddenly the alternative blows drops and Benny Hill is back. Get back, Benny Hill. The average willy does not look good. Be honest, lads, it is not the most attractive part of the anatomy, is it? It might feel very nice, but it looks flipping horrible. Could you honestly stare yours in its one eye and say, oh, you're a lovely little knob, you really are. No, you're my prettiest feature, I love you, I'm going to have my pubes permed, you look super. And say, no, you couldn't, because it's bad design. It's a shame that this is the male central thing that's been used for sort of imagery of male dominance, and it's so ugly. I mean, why don't they put them on Action Men? Because it would ruin the whole aesthetic. That's why. Bad design. I mean, when other phallic symbols are designed, symbols of male power, like a Lamborghini, You're down the Lamborghini factory looking at the thrusting phallic lines, the forward lines, and you say, well, it's very nice so far, but where's the bulbous veins, eh? When are they going on? Your new tower block. Your tower block full of money and power and phallic dominance. They say with the architect, well, it's all right, but when are you going to put the purple helmet on? Tomorrow or what? Doesn't look good. And of course, your naked dangler on a beach is seldom at its ease. It doesn't know where to put itself, does it? It flops this way, it lolls that way, it lies down, stands up, shrinks. Well, I've been flipping swimming, haven't I? Nobody knows all the men are lying out. The little guys, there we all are. I'm there. The little blokes with the little pink acorn nestling in the gingery bush. One of them's fallen asleep. I'm thinking, shall I wake him up or let the basket burn? Just creep across every 15 minutes, flop it over and baste it with a bit of old brace. And then there's the blokes with the whoppers. The blokes what don't need to lie down, no, because they can strut up and down the beach all day, can't they? Playing volleyball, showing off and intimidating women. Of course they can. Strut up and down the beach, there they are. Look at that, look at that, here's my dick, they're strutting around, look at it. Some big basket surfer, he's got surfboard under one arm, dick under the other. Here it is, look at that, you lucky creatures. Look at that, girl, there's my dick. Look at that, girl. I say, there's your dick, you sexist brat, inside your head, mate. And the other reason that men don't nudie sunbathe on beaches is the terror. The terror, the sheer, undiluted fear of the unwanted erection. That total terror that a little bugger will pop up just when you don't want it to. Because we're not used to it, are we, lads? Topless beach, blimey, I'm surrounded by tits. Boing! There I am, I'm a lefty, I'm thinking, no, I'm an anti-sexist, I'm pro-feminist, I will not ogle, I'm not going to look, I will not oppress, I'm not going to ruin her day by being a leering bloke, I'm not going to ogle, I will not look, I will not oppress her, I'm not going to use my visuals to oppress her, but the dick is not a hypocrite. Go on, have a little look, you basket, have a little look, go on, just have a peek, go on. Go on, have a look, put a book on me, no one will notice. All the little blokes lying face down, drilling little holes in the sand. I'm trying to brush the sand off and not look like I'm playing with myself. Bloke next door to me's trying to play with himself and look like he's brushing the sand off. Honest officer, I was just cleaning it and it went off. Now, you may have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, that tonight's routine is a little bit rude. Now, I haven't done that deliberately, I haven't done that. It's basically because I've used up all my gear. I've used up all my gear, done 30 of these closing routines. I like to cover every little aspect of life. Sometimes sex comes into that, fair enough. I hope the IBA aren't offended. They've got enough trouble fighting Mrs. Thatch, and right on to that. But, ladies and gentlemen, I have such trouble with words. You don't know which words to use on TV or else you'll blow your job on telly. Well, actually, there's a case in point. Blow and job. Individually, no problem at all. Blow, no problem. Job, no problem. But put them together, and you get job blow. Still no problem. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about words, and there's too much ignorance, maybe. I don't want to shock people. I wouldn't use the F word or whatever, despite what Dame Edna thinks. But they want to have less sexual education. They want to have less. We had none at my school. We had no sexual education at all. You learn it all behind the bike sheds. Maybe that's why we're so ignorant. I mean, what do these words mean we pick up, eh? Blowjob. What's it mean? It means nothing. It's a meaningless term, describes nothing. Blowjob's just 2 words. I don't know much about sex, but I do know one thing. You're not supposed to blow. Blow harder! I am blowing harder! Well, I'm not feeling anything. Well, I am. My bleeding ears are popping. Watching your partner inflate before your very eyes. You come up for air, they shoot across the room like a balloon. We need new words, words that describe the act, words we don't have to post about. Or we wouldn't need swear words if we could be more honest. I mean, we want kids to be more careful. Well, they should know, shouldn't they? They should have words that give them a chance. If they've got to be more careful, which of course they must, right on, they should get words that describe the act, give them an idea what they're taking on. Suffocate job. Just about something, wouldn't it? Or, desperately try to be sensitive even though your neck's half broken job. That'd just about do it, wouldn't it? We need to communicate. I mean, people should talk after sex, then monogamy a bit easier. Talk about it, don't just roll over and start farting. Oh, I think I may have touched a nerve down there. I heard a squeak, yes. I think I may have messed up a fledgling relationship down there, just possibly. You do that. You do that. You should listen to him. Some of his stuff's quite well observed. You do that. Fart, fart, fart. That's you. You should listen. I don't like the politics, but sometimes he's really quite astute. You don't hear, but I have to listen. Yes, you're asleep. So, don't forget, women fart too. Let's have good politics. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, back on the beach, you do not need to be nudie to be terrified of the unwanted erection. Oh, no, not at all. Not now men's swimming trunks have got as stupid as women's have been for years. Tiny, tiny little swimming trunks. Your average bikini, 20 quid for a pair of shoelaces. Very nice. It means with so far up her backside, it's garroted her bottom. I mean, lovely, eh? And now blokes' trunks are no different. You buy a little pink Ibiza pose pouch, very nice. Clamp your tackle in that, superb. Little tiny triangle of Lurex, tiny. Not so much a pair of trunks, more a second scrotum, eh? And there you are, I'm walking around thinking I look tasty, I think I look good. It's on, I'm 18, I'm on holiday, I look fantastic. I don't realise my beer gut's dragging in the sand in front of me. Nobody can see what's going on. And then you hide nothing. They disguise nothing, ladies and gentlemen, these things. Absolutely nothing. All hypocrisy is on show. You're on the beach, at the beach bar, trying to meet a new friend, trying to be a pal, trying to be sophisticated. There's a girl you fancy. Oh, I just want to be sophisticated, trying to be cool. Do you like Dire Straits? Trying to be sophisticated. Oh, I'm into Dire Straits, trying to be cool. And all the time, this little fun-sized Mars bar's trying to peep over the top of your pants. And you're using that ancient lie, the lie that no lady believes, but so many men still try. Why do we keep going with it? Everyone uses it. I only want to be friends. I only want to get to know you. I don't want anything stupid. I just want to get to know you. I don't want any of that. I'm not that sort of boy. I just want to be friends. And all the time the Mars bar's screaming, I want to shag, I want to shag. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't do that to push the boundaries. It's just the last routine I got, which is maybe why we're getting to the end of the show for me, certainly. But, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we've had 30 years of jokes about tits. What's wrong with a few about knobs on the telly, eh? So, ladies and gentlemen, right now, we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful last song from the brilliant rock and roll band, Was Not Was!
Out from the creek, out from the creek.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was not was. Fantastic stuff. This is the end. There'll be no more Saturday lives, no more Friday night lives. We have to say, because there's been a few reports in the press that Channel 4 have axed it, that is rubbish. They asked for another series, which is very nice of them, but we don't want to do it because we want to quit while we think it's good and we want to be able to get down a pub on a Friday night. So from me, Harry, all the cast and crew of Friday Night Live, it's good night and goodbye.